What's up, my little TisaTellss? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Kimberly Noel Kardashian, woo, you have had quite a day. But baby, y'all, let's talk about it. Kanye is happy, which, by the way, people are saying that she is going out of her way now to low-key disrespect Bianca. But Bianca ain't worried because I'm going to tell y'all about it in a second. Second of all, Kourtney just announced her pregnancy and she might be getting her spin-off show. And when I say spin-off, not a special, but a show, because Kourtney now has all the secrets and she got that all the ingredients to the sauce, and she got that secret ingredient, which is personality, savoir-faire, style, person. Okay, fine, I'll get to work. But also, even Pete Davidson, do you know he now has charges against him for hitting that house when they said nothing was involved, but they didn't trust him on anything? People are saying that they are now questioning who she actually has around her children, especially when that video surfaced in Keeping Up with the Kardashians season 3, episode 4. I just did the recap. If you don't watch the show, don't worry about it. I explained everything. Go watch the playlist. The recap is up. But in Keeping Up with the Kardashians, there was a scene where they were all toasting to the Dolce & Gabbana thing, and North grabbed Khloe's glass and literally looked like she was about to take a drink of it. The camera cut over. She actually might have. And then when Khloe had to fight her for the glass, North stuck her finger in and then tasted it. Y'all, listen. I know some of y'all talking about that's common in Europe. Let me tell you, I spent half my life in Europe. Stop the cap. Ain't nobody passing kids sips of Corona across the table. And if they did, you better thank God you turned out okay. Let's get into this mess. Where do y'all want to start at first? I guess we could start with the disrespect that people said that Kim was throwing at Bianca. Now listen, when I saw this one, I really did have to giggle. I had to laugh. I thought it was funny because people look at it as disrespect, and I look at it as it's not, maybe it is disrespect, because you know Kim likes to disrespect, or they like to cosplay. I think I figured out the secret sauce to the Kardashians, and they're cosplaying their latest victim is Sofia Ripchi. We'll talk about that in a different video, right? But honestly, we need to talk about this thing. Now, what is it? It's a simple thing of Kim looking like she's just on her dolo, you know, playing best mom or playing soccer mom, right? And it just looks like she is just chilling, right? Camel jacket, whatever. But I remember thinking, ooh, this looks so familiar. And now we see why it looks familiar. Kim is literally wearing Kanye's clothes. Kim is wearing Kanye's clothes. This jacket is the same jacket that Kanye wore to North's 2017 birthday party. Now listen. People are saying this is disrespect. People are saying Kim's trying to send a signal that, like, baby, you know where home is. I knew you before. Before what? Before you literally kicked him while he was down, tried to act morally outraged when you have just as conservative values as he does, kicked him while he was down, laughed that you thought he was done with and you had all the money, then saw everything disappear, him rise like a phoenix, and he's taking Bianca with him. Is that where his home is? The fact that you are walking around in this man's old clothes, and let's not act like Kim works at Walmart and she just needed something warm. Kim has everything in Dolce & Gabbana. Ask Kourtney, she'll tell you. Kim got everything from that closet. Kim got everything from Balenciaga. Kim got all that mess. So what is it right now? Here's the thing. Those Kardashians are crafty. I do think that Kim could actually be shading Bianca, but even if she is shading her, are we looking at the larger issue? I think the larger issue is Kim has literally become a walking, talking character of Zoolander. Kim, look at this mess. Kim is so terrified to wear clothes or do a fashion look that people don't like, right? That she's literally will not wear anything unless it is completely pre-approved by a stylist or something that Kanye made, picked out, or wore. It's becoming like pathological. Like, Kim, is it really this serious? How honestly pathetic is it that you're supposed to be worth like $1 million, $1 billion, whatever it is, and you are really worried about what people are saying on Instagram about your fit? Kim, you are a bad dresser. You always been a bad dresser. The fact that your whole self-worth is coming from being a fashion girly, it sounds to me like you're trying to prove something to Kanye, but you're never going to prove it, because at the end of the day, Kanye is right. You do have bad taste, and that's okay. It's like Kim literally throwing her life away to be a professional dancer. Right? To be a video, it's okay, Kim. You are part of the Rhythmless Nation. I am too. It's no shade. Accept it. It's fine. But the fact that you are becoming a real life episode of Zoolander, where you really think that all this fashion stuff makes a difference. Gosh. Anyway, right? Again, do y'all think it was a disrespect of Bianca? Because honestly, would you feel type of way if the ex-wife magically is starting to pop up wearing the clothes that her hubby wore back when they were in good places back in North Party in 2017? She's also trying to remind him of all the good vibe and memories. One good vibe and memory Kim wants to forget is the fact that she ever was talking about she was in love with Pete and bragging that she was licking the Dorito flakes off of his mouth because Pete just got charged. And this is the fool that you literally had your children around, talking about he was going to make a great daddy. This is the same fool you let literally make Netflix specials mocking your children at the same breath. You're like, I'm never going to let anybody, including Kanye, hurt them. Y'all, let's get into this. Because let me just say this. I can't say I'm surprised. Pete deserves to actually be arrested. And I'm glad people called out his privilege. How do you crash into a side of a house while a 6-year-old was watching TV? You don't get drug tested. You don't get the breathalyzer. You do nothing, and they let you go. Let that have been Kanye did that. Please, he'd still be in Rikers Island, literally beatboxing on the radiator, trying to make that thing do what it do. Let's get into this. TMZ is talking about Pete Davidson charged with reckless driving for crashing into a house. Pete Davidson has officially been charged with reckless driving after smashing his car into a Beverly Hills home earlier this year. You mean crashing into a side of a house? I love Pete Davidson's people, because for whatever reason, TMZ looks at them as like, that's America's son. Always got an excuse for him. I'm just saying. Always got an excuse no matter what he does. This was crazy. The fact that Kim Kardashian let Kanye West do this and see what the headlines were going to be. Let anybody with a drop of melanin do this and see what the headlines are going to be. They said he was charged with 1 count of reckless driving Friday by the LA County. Wouldn't it be funny if Kim and all her legal connections got these charges filed? Not got them filed, but literally said, you're not going to do anything about that? I mean, isn't that dangerous? Did anybody get hurt? Wow, be a shame if charges got filed. Anyway, they're saying that they charged him with 1 count of reckless driving 3 months after the crash. They said TMZ broke the story. Law enforcement sources told us that Pete and his girlfriend Chase Sue Wonders were involved in a car crash March 4th around 11 p.m. Pete was behind the wheel of a Mercedes and allegedly driving fast through a residential street when he lost control and smacked into the home. So you were speeding down a residential street, nothing hit you, you crashed into a house, and they didn't give you any tests? Must be white. They said it's unclear how Pete lost control, but sources familiar said, he hopped the curb and took out the fire hydrant before hitting the side of the house, and nobody was hurt. I think Pete's back to his old ways. I think this proves it, but that's my own saying. He's back on that nose game. I don't know. At the time, cops didn't believe drugs or alcohol played a factor in the crash. Pete was not arrested either. So they didn't believe it. They didn't even bother to check him. Y'all. Let's continue. The homeowner of the property said that the daughter was a bit traumatized after the close call. He's mentioned he's got no beef with Pete though, and had no intention to slap a lawsuit on the comedian. Must be white. A spokesperson for the DA's office tells us, luckily, oh wait, unless Pete paid them off. That's what happened. A spokesperson said, luckily, no one was seriously injured as a result of this collision. We know that reckless driving can be a devastating consequences. In 2022, traffic fatalities in Los Angeles have reached the highest level seen in 20 years. This is an alarming trend we cannot ignore. As a result, it's crucial that we take all allegations of reckless driving seriously and hold those responsible accountable. As for possible punishment, reckless can carry a sentence up to 90 days in jail. Do it. A fine of $1,000 and a few points on your driver's license. Now, let me just say this. Why aren't they saying anything to the cops that didn't even bother to test them? Because honestly, at this point, you are a danger to society, and we need to make sure it's not happening again. But I also want to point out this. Pete literally just last week cursed out PETA. Y'all remember that? Where PETA issued something saying like, oh, the puppy, you shouldn't have got it from a puppy mill. As you guys know, everything in NYU, right? Everything in New York City is currently, hold on, y'all. Hold on. And so anyway, let me start over. So Pete was literally bought a dog for his mommy because I guess their family dog had passed away. He was buying a dog for his mom to feel better with his girlfriend. PETA went and trolled him, being like, why would you do that? That's so unethical, which no lie, it is unethical to buy a puppy from a puppy mill. And not even that, PETA's trying to protect people because puppy mill puppies are so sick and treated. So, you know what, I'm not going to get into it. But Pete, instead of just being like, yeah, whatever, literally called the head of PETA. How he got her number, I don't know, and left a voice message where he called her every B in the world, raged on her, screamed at her. It was unhinged. And this is the man you had around your kids. This is the man you had around your kids. You literally just crashed the car. You're doing this, you're doing that. You can't tell me Kim didn't see this. You can't tell me Kim didn't see this, but she ignored it. Why did she ignore it? Because at the end of the day, she was willing to put up with anything as long as she could stick it to Kanye. And the sad thing is, while you were so busy trying to stick it to him, you ended up laying down with one of the biggest, in my opinion, Hollywood hustlers that literally dug for gold and then bounced off you. The only problem is, let's see if Pete's career, I mean, it got a nice little boost. Let's see if he can keep it. Let's see if he can keep it. Y'all listen. What do y'all think about the Kim thing? Do y'all think that she couldn't set Pete up, but wouldn't it be funny if she did? You know, they got some legal ties. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think. Do you think Kim was shading Bianca? I just think Kim was just being her scary self fashion-wise, but why are you wearing your man's clothes from 6 years ago? You probably had it in storage. That means you had to get it out of storage, dust it off, put it on, and make a point. You're trying to remind Kanye of those old times. The only problem is, just like Pete, he don't want that old thing back. Y'all listen, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.